All right, so let's talk about holding companies and setting up real businesses. It's real interesting because one of the things that I've noticed, and I'm not going to speak too much on this channel about this, is the process of setting up a real business. There are many people who think that I made my money from YouTube. And literally, I could disappear for 2 months, come back with a new Porsche. I can literally show people that ain't the case. But one of the reasons that people cling to that is they're looking for a easy, simple, do nothing business model. So if I am here on YouTube and this is how I make the majority of my money, this is a simple path that you can come on YouTube and you can start making some money. And here's the thing that's funny. The vast majority of my money doesn't come from YouTube. And it comes from this process. And let me go ahead and walk you through this process. I set up my first holding company in 2018. And then I set up my second holding company. And now I'm on my third holding company because I actually have real businesses. And this is one of the things that's starting to emerge because I'm actually doing it. This year, I'm gonna start paying myself again next month. And I'm gonna do my distributions because one of the things about actually having a real holding company and doing business, because let's see, where's a pen that's gonna write? I think we'll do this. All right, so here's one thing. I have one project that I'm canceling because it's just not working out the way that I want. Then 2, we've got the Instagram thing going that's gonna come. Then 3, we have the Alley project. Then 4, we have the Hustler Kung Fu project. And then 5, we have the Hustlers Kung Fu Drip, which is the clothing brand. So this month, we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And probably next month, we will get into mental money. That will be 5. And then 6, the dating course. And then let's talk about the YouTube brands. I never actually did YouTube in the manner that Graham Stephan did it, where I made a whole bunch of money from YouTube directly. I've always made my money indirectly from YouTube, meaning that I used YouTube as an advertising arm. I used YouTube as a marketing vehicle. And this is one of the things, because typically being a Black content creator, the thought process is I'm into something a little slippery. That this is like, literally, there are people that if you woke them up, went to their house and knocked on their door and slapped them in the face at 3 o'clock in, how does Glendon Cameron make his money? It's YouTube. I literally got this comment. It is painful to watch you literally self-destruct because these people, regardless of how much proof I put out, regardless of how much evidence I show that that's not the case, they want to believe that I get my money from YouTube. The term was self-destruct. I didn't delete the YouTube channel. I almost did. But there's a lot of good value on that YouTube channel, so that's the reason I didn't delete it. But there are people who are literally convinced because they will see, I'm gonna call them false actors, false Black actors on YouTube that make a lot of money from YouTube AdSense because they talk about inflammatory content, scandalous thing, and I don't really do that. And this is one of the things. Seriously, building a real company, and this is where we get into it. Because like I said, we're canceling one thing, may not cancel that, may actually get that rolling on the new thing. But Instagram, one project, Ali, the two project, Hustlers Kung Fu, the brand, and this is one of the reasons there's a new YouTube channel. Essentially, I have YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the university. So, and the drip. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that compose this brand, because we're literally turning Hustlers Kung Fu into a brand. And in 6 months, the Hustlers Kung Fu drip is going to be very different than it is today, because I'm building a real business. I'm building and I'm setting up and I'm doing stuff. And this month is more of a build out month where we got to actually do certain things. And I have learned from actually having holding companies, actually paying myself. I have learned how to do this from actually doing it. And the holding company, because this is one of the reasons that literally this year, Instagram, Ali, Hustlers Kung Fu drip, the mental money, in the dating course, I'm going to have 6. And once again, I really don't count the YouTube thing, because I've never made a lot of money from YouTube directly. I've made my money indirectly using YouTube as a marketing arm. And one of the things that I am beginning to understand is a lot of people do not actually look at business the way that they need to look at creating and setting up business. There is a misstep with that, because right now there's a ton of people who are coming online talking about the business of content creation. And I got a question for you. How many Michael Jacksons are there? How many Princes are there? How many Adeles are there? You get into that rim, and when I say that rim, the parallel is the top content creators do make a lot of money. The top content creators. But I have a friend by the name of Roberto Blake. You can actually find him on YouTube. And he has a chart where 90% of the people who try to do YouTube fail. 90%. And there's a reason, because content creation, there are some people who are naturally gifted with content creation. They're just naturally gifted, or they may hit upon a certain theme and they just literally blow up. But essentially, the reason that I created this new Hustlers Kung Fu channel is to speak to people who actually want to start a business, who want to become corporate citizens, who want to get their income up to $250,000 a year and actually improve their lives, actually do more, build more, create more. And one of the big things that I had, and this is a lesson for you if you want to get into content creation, in Mental Money, I will be talking about all of the mistakes that I made with my YouTube channel. Because that YouTube channel, which now is called Dead Channel, is, and you know, like I said, it just irks me, because that whole thing's literally, I'm driving a Porsche. I'm driving 2 Porsches. I'm wearing a Rolex. I live in a $1 million house. But I am self-destructing because I change up my YouTube content away from that flavor that people want. People literally want me to get into YouTube beefs. They literally want to see me fight. They literally want to see me talk about people. And that, from my perspective, is not something that consistently puts money in my pocket. Years and years ago, I got into a YouTube beef in the storage auction space, and it was just completely and utterly stupid. And one of the things about building real businesses, How many black YouTubers that you know of that are talking about building real businesses? How many? It's not that many. It's just not that many. And before I came to YouTube, I had GC Solutions, which was a real LLC. Before I came to YouTube, I had the Upscale Garage Sale. That was the name of the LLC of the storage auction business. So I had two businesses that served and catered to the community before YouTube. Before YouTube. And one of the things that, another reason, because I think this is going to work out really, really well, is that old channel had a heavy concentration of people who like to be entertained. And I'm going to say this, there's nothing wrong with liking to be entertained, but when that is what you lead with, that's what you have to put out, that puts someone like me at a disadvantage, because I'm talking about, creating a holding company, creating child corps, getting massive business credit, and create businesses that serve your community and essentially make you a lot of money. That's what I'm talking about. But essentially, also age comes into the category. If you're someone young, like one of the things that hits really, really hard on YouTube is how I bought a $100,000 car at the age of 21, 22. I want you to think about the demographics of that. Who's watching that video? People 12 up to 21, maybe 22, 23, 25. That is a huge audience. That's a huge audience. So the YouTubers who can come up and say how I got my McLaren at age 21, how I bought my Lamborghini Urus at age 21, they have a huge audience. These videos get 90,000, 100,000, 200,000 views, which generates huge YouTube income. But once again, I'm 57, and there's an expectation that at my age, I should have a certain level of success, and it's just not that surprising. But the thing is, I got started on this path at the age, I think 24, 57 minus 24 takes us down to 33, 34 years old. So I got started on this path at 33, 34 years old, and there was not a lot of people. Well, the internet wasn't what it is today. When I was 33, 34, the internet existed, people were making a lot of money, but the internet was nothing like it is today. And if I had, how I created a multi-million-dollar business at 33, I did a video, Graham Stephan did a video, like how I became a millionaire at 26. It took off, but who was his audience? And that's really key. And this is something that I'm going to talk about and I'm going to touch in the YouTube mental money section, because audience is extremely huge. And this is one of the reasons that channel, which has 147,000 subscribers, I don't give a damn about the number of subscribers to that channel. I give a rat's ass about that, because the thing is, the subscribers are highly segmented. I literally got 40,000 people that came to the YouTube channel when the internet tried to cancel me simply because they were nosy. And then I have another group of people that came to the channel when I was doing storage auctions. Then I have another group of people who were interested in the business stuff. So the problem with that channel, even though it has 147,000 people, even though I have a YouTube play button, is the audience is extremely segmented. And from someone who's trying to build a business, to craft a business, to actually do all the things I'm doing, that channel is highly problematic. It's highly problematic because it's very, very much segmented, and it creates a lot of problems for reach, and it creates a lot of problems for strategies because, I enjoy YouTube. This is the reason I've been doing it for 15 years, but building businesses, I enjoy more. And this is what I envision is going to happen coming out of this. And one of the things that I'm doing is I have literally got this new holding company, and I have one operating company, and I'm doing something a little different. This operating company has the drip, it has the YouTube, it has the university, and essentially there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 things coming under this operating company, because and this new holding company doesn't have any business credit. This new holding company, I think, is 7 months old at the moment, I believe. I think I have to look at the paperwork. But this is something that's going to happen because, once again, we're building real businesses and doing stuff. And this is what's going to happen with the drip. The drip, a lot of things going to happen with the drip. We're going to have to rent a space. I already see that. Rent a space and hire probably 2 people. And this is one of the things, because I actually have an office right now, which I don't use, and I can just transition from one space to another with that office. But here's one of the problems that's coming up with the drip, because I've already seen it. I've sent out the first wave of Hustlers Kung Fu drip merchandise for the people who bought The Art of Holding. And man, this is like literally, I've got all of the mailing stuff. I got the scale and all this, but I didn't use this because I sent this stuff priority mail. So a lot of these people will have this stuff Monday or Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. But with the drip, and this is one of the reasons to have the company set up, is there's a lot that's going to happen with the drip. And like I said, 6 months, it's going to be totally different. And I'm actually building a real business that is somewhat similar to the business that I used to have when I had not Hustlers Kung Fu, but the upscale garage sale. And one of the things that is happening is the drip. Once the drip is fully fleshed out, and let's go ahead and give that a year. When the drip is a year old, the drip is going to be doing $250,000 to $350,000 per month. Just the drip aspect, And one of the things I have to do is set that up. I have to build, I have to create, I have to do that. And one of the things that people who think that I get all my money from YouTube, and I know I'm beating a dead horse with this, because at one point I had a lot of YouTube channels, and if I was an alien coming from space and I came and I saw that Glendon Cameron had all of these YouTube channels, it would not be an erroneous conclusion that he's making a lot of money from YouTube. However, I've actually shown proof that that's not how I get my money, but that's one of the reasons that we have the new Hustlers Kung Fu, and we're getting ready to get into some stuff. We're going to actually kind of go back and start doing some of the older things that I used to do to actually situate myself much better in the space. Because, as I look back, because when I go to Google and I look at my old documents and I Google myself, I can find my old furniture company. I can find so many things that I used to do. And now this is helping me formulate a better business process with my current, because essentially we've got, the holding company and then operating company. We're going to do the drip. We're going to do university. We're going to do the YouTube stuff. And then once I get that set up, then we're going to form another operating company. I may go ahead and set that up and just have it just there. I may go ahead and set that up next week, because the holding company, because like I've done this so much and I've learned how to manipulate and how to set stuff up. And one of the things that I teach to get in your business credit is to have a holding company and that's set up for operating companies, because you can go ahead and get business credit for each operating company, which can lead you to a massive level of business credit. I mean, it's just stupid what you can do in terms of getting business credit. So we have a lot of things that we're going to go, but essentially I have one holding company, the new holding company, and I have one operating company, and I'm going to add another one once I get to the point to do this new venture, which I know that I'm being somewhat secretive about, but I feel that I'm somewhat far out from doing that, because this is like, I can already tell you how that company is going to be very different, because the second operating company, OC, is going to have payroll. So that's going to require a different level of business banking. It's going to have minimum 2 employees from day one. 2 employees. Then 3, there's going to be expenses. Because I'm already planning this in my mind. I'm already planning long before I do it, because I'm going to have payroll, 2 employees, 3 expenses. And this is something that I have to think about. I may actually buy an office, because that's going to be key. Because essentially, when you're setting up businesses and stuff and you're growing, this is key. Because essentially, I can buy a place, because what I can do is I can buy a house in the right neighborhood, the right kind of house, and have that as the office to keep up with all of the paperwork and stuff that's going to come with that. And that will just be part of the expenses for setting that up, because then I can actually do a lot more. Because essentially, this is one aspect. There's the payroll, there's the 2 employees, that's 2. There's 3 expenses, 4 by the office. And then, once again, with the drip, kind of going back to the drip. I know I'm kind of going back and forth here, but with the drip, this is one of my problems. I need office space, and I'm going to need a van at some point. I'm going to need a van or a truck. Probably can get by with a Sprinter van, because I've already planned this in my mind, because I can go out and buy a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van, and because I'm going to have to get a lot of shipments. And this thing with the office, because where I live, there's not a lot of office space that is close by. I would literally have to go maybe 15, 20 minutes outside of where I live to find an office. Or one of the things I can do, and this is something else, I can buy a place and turn that into the office, which I may run into some problems doing that. I don't know. But the van, it definitely is going to be something that's going to come probably this year. The van, because the van is going to enable me to pick up and stuff and get a lot of stuff, because we're going to be doing a lot of shipping. And that's one of the things that needs to be set up, because this is kind of the whole process of when you set up a holding company and then you have it in your mind that you're going to start more than one business. It's in your mind, because like, honestly, I'm really excited about the drip, Hustlers Kung Fu drip. I'm really excited about it because, like I said, this is going to happen. And once we, like today, I'm doing this April the 6th. This is going to release on the 7th. By the end of the month, this channel will be monetized, because once again, I'm doing it a certain way. I'm not launching this YouTube channel the way that I've launched old YouTube channels. Even though a lot of people from the old channel, because once again, I feel that a lot of the people who were part of this wave of folks who literally don't want to do anything, pretty much are gone, And what I'm gonna do is gonna be very, very different because like I said, I have a lot of stuff. I've got an Instagram page, I got a Facebook page, I've got a whole bunch of stuff that is in process that I'm working on, that I'm building. And this is going to be very, very interesting because literally having a holding company has opened up my mind to the future. Like, I can already tell you with business credit, there's some things I'm gonna do. It is April, so we're gonna need May, June, July, and probably August. And that door opens up in August. And then next year, another door opens for a higher level of business credit. So that opens up. So we have a lot of things that we're really getting ready to do. But this whole process of setting up a business and having this process of understanding, because like I said, right now, I'm doing this holding company completely different. And this would be what I would consider an advanced level of holding, because literally we're gonna run so much off of this holding company. Like I said, the drip, the universities, the YouTube, there's so much that's gonna come off of this company. And then the next company that we're gonna roll into is gonna be more of a professional company. It's going to have a different look. It's going to have a different feel. And, you know, essentially, the more I think about it, I think that I'm going to buy the office, because what that will ensure is that I don't have to consistently move, because the office space will be the space that will have the employees. I would think at the most, I would have maybe 6, 7 employees. It just depends upon how it's set up, because like, I'm excited about this company that will be launched in 2025. The second I may just go ahead and get the operating company set up and running, because this is one of the things that I can use the current revenue that I have going into my old companies to go ahead and get business credit for this new operating company once I get it set up. So there's a lot of things that are happening. There's so much that can be done. There's so much that can be set up. There's so much that can be literally groomed. And one of the things is mental money. We're going to get into some very deep aspects of YouTube, really granular stuff with YouTube, because this is literally going to create an opportunity for me to become even more successful using this holding company concept. And another thing that I have to really work on, as I take all my notes here, is the blog. And I've already figured out what I will do with the blog. I will not be writing every day. I'll be posting once a week on the blog. That's going to be one of the things that's going to happen. That's going to be once a week, and that's going to be the setup. And then also, there's so many things that I can do and set up with this current process. It's just mind-blowing. It is just literally mind-blowing, because let's go ahead and go, it's 2024, let's go to 2026, 2 years in the future. We're talking about $5 million months. We're talking about 60 million a year in gross revenue. And essentially, after taxes, after expenses, after paying employees, we're talking about millions left after taxes. So like I said, how old will I be in 2026? 2024, I'll be 58. I'll be 60. I'll be 60. Oh my goodness. I'll be 60 in 2026. And this is when a lot of this stuff's going to kick off. And this will enable me to do more, to build more, to create more. So we're going to have some serious conversations over here. One of the things that I look at is this whole premise of people that I can help become wealthy as I build out my business. And I'm learning these lessons by actually being in the marketplace, by actually doing, by actually setting this up. So we got a lot of stuff that we're going to get into, a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to get into. So be sure to subscribe, be sure to hit the bell notification button, and then we're going to grow much more than we ever grew before in terms of using this YouTube channel as a marketing arm. And there's so many more things that are coming. So many things coming. So hopefully you have a good day. Hopefully you're working on your dreams. And hopefully you are creating a process and a system where you can make more money in the future so you can have a better life.